Hola chicos, I'm going to read the Heroe de la Libertad, the story of Cesar Chavez. I want you guys to make sure that you are marking the text with all 6 colors on each page at a very minimum. On this, you are going to take all of the dates that you see, and on your Vida Campesina packet, you are going to write those dates down on the first column, and the second column I want you to write what is important about those dates, what happened on those dates. So you're going to be creating a timeline. Please don't take the whole page to do that. Write down the most important information on that first page where it says Cesar Chavez in your Vida Campesina packet. All right, chicos, here we go. Let me just put on my... Okay, Víctor de Salinas, California, escribe: César Chávez hizo muchas cosas para mejorar las vidas de los campesinos mexicanos itinerantes trabajando en los Estados Unidos. Antes que nadie notará las pésimas condiciones que subsistían. Él ayudó a establecer el UFW, una unión laboral que aspiraba a mejorar las condiciones de trabajo para todos campesinos en los Estados Unidos. Chávez desafió a los patrones representando a todos los campesinos mexicanos que temían protestar y perder sus trabajos o ser deportivos. Por estas y otras razones considero a Cesar Chavez uno de mis héroes. So my loves, here's what this says. Cesar Chavez has done many things to better the lives of the migrant farm workers working in the United States. Before that, nobody had noticed the horrible working conditions that had existed. He helped establish the UFW, a labor union that aspired to better the working conditions for all migrant farm workers in the United States. So Chavez challenged the owners or the bosses. He represented all of the Mexican farm workers that were afraid to protest and lose their jobs or be deported. For these and other reasons, I consider Cesar Chavez one of my heroes. Toda educación debería concluir con el servicio público, Cesar Chavez. All of education should conclude with public service. Héroe de la Libertad, Hero of Liberty, Cesar Chavez. Cesar Estrada Chávez nació el 31 de marzo de 1927 en una pequeña granja cerca de Yuma, Arizona. Allí aprendió sobre la injusticia desde muy pequeño. Unos estafadores le robaron a su familia la pequeña casa de adobe donde nació. El padre de Cesar accedió a labrar 80 acres de tierra a cambio de 40 acres que estaban junto a su casa, pero dicho acuerdo fue ignorado y la tierra fue vendida a un hombre llamado Justus Jackson. Chavez fue a un abogado quien le aconsejó que tomará un préstamo del banco y comprará el terreno. Unos años después, durante la depresión, cuando el padre de Cesar no podía pagar el interés del préstamo bancario, el abogado compró el terreno y se lo vendió de vuelta al señor Jackson. Años más tarde, Chávez declaró: el amor de la justicia no es solo lo mejor de nuestros seres, sino también lo más real de nuestra naturaleza. So here it says, Cesar Estrada Chavez was born on the 31st of March, 1927. So, darlings, this is one date that you should be writing in your first column of your Vida Campesina packets. Tell me what happened on this date, but write in Spanish. He was born on a small farm close to Yuma, Arizona, and there he learned about the injustice um, since he was very small. A con man had robbed his family this little house that was adobe that was born in. Cesar's father gave up 80 acres of land in change for 40 acres that was close or next to their house. This was done on a shake the hand agreement. So it says, but the said agreement was ignored, fue ignorado, was ignored, and the land was sold to a man named Justus Jackson. Chavez went to a lawyer who advised him that he would take out a bank loan to pay the land, to buy the land. Some years later, during the Depression, when Chavez's dad couldn't pay the bank loan or the interest on the bank loan, he lost his house. And the lawyer bought the land and sold it back to Mr. Jackson. Years later, Cesar declared that, or Chavez declared that the love of injustice isn't only the best part of human or ourselves. Without that, it's just our nature. It's just our real nature. Okay, en 1938, Chavez y su familia se mudaron a California, donde vivieron en la colonia Barrio en Oxnard por un corto plazo antes de volver a Arizona unos meses después. La familia retornó a California en junio de 1938 y esta vez se quedaron a San José. Allí vivieron en un barrio llamado Sal Si Puedes. Chavez determinó que la única manera que su familia podía superar la pobreza era trabajando suficiente para mandar a sus hijos a la universidad. Con sus padres y hermanos, Chavez trabajó en los campos de California, desde Brawley a Oxnard, Atascadero, Gonzales, King City, Salinas, McFarland, Delano, Wasco, Selma, Kingsburg, and Mendota. De pequeño, Cesar, I guess I should back up here. So in 1938, Chavez and his family moved to California, where they lived in Colonia, a neighborhood in Oxnard. And then just before they returned to Arizona a few months later. The family then went back to California in June 1939, and there they stayed in San Jose. The family lived in a neighborhood, a neighborhood named Sal Si Puedes. Leave if you can. Wow. Chavez determined that the only way that his family was going to get out of the poverty was working enough in order to send his children to the university. With his parents and brothers, Chavez worked in the farms of California from Brawley to Oxnard, and all of these other different places here. De pequeño, a César no le gustaba el colegio porque hablaba español en casa y sus maestros eran todos anglos y solo querían hablarle en inglés. Además, el inglés o el español estaba prohibido en la escuela. Según César, en el colegio le castigaron repetidamente con golpes de regla en los nudillos por hablar español. César fue a escuelas segregadas y algunas integradas donde se sentían como un mono enjualado. De esos tiempos recuerde ser insultado por ser latino. También recuerda ver cantidad. So from as he was little, Cesar didn't like school because he spoke Spanish at home, and his teachers were all Anglos. They were all American, white. None of them spoke to him in English, or all of them wanted him to speak English. So Spanish was prohibited at school. According to Cesar, at school, he was always punished repeatedly with they'd knock his knuckles across. They would knock with a ruler. They would knock across on his knuckles for speaking Spanish. Cesar went to segregated schools and some integrated schools where he felt like a caged monkey. In these times, he remembered that it was an insult to be a Latino. Let's continue. Okay, I'm going to upload this as page 1. And then I will make another one for page 2 and another one for page 3 so that they don't get too long. All right, guys, so make sure that you've done your timeline, make sure that you've marked the text, and I hope this was helpful. Thanks.